Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is HashirVani and welcome to an MEP Masterclass. This is a new masterclass after we started our architecture and structural masterclass. We also have done a masterclass on coordination. This is going to be a brand new series in mechanical, electrical, plumbing and fire protection modeling. Today's masterclass is going to be about mechanical, especially we're going to be focusing on HVAC ducting and mechanical piping. In this particular masterclass, we're going to be revising and refreshing the essential concepts in our mechanical portion of our MEP. So this is going to be a recapitulatory masterclass. So before we start, make sure you guys like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys will be updated for the next posts or next videos that we introduce or next master classes that we introduce. So let's talk about today's portion, what we're going to be covering in our HVAC modeling. So first of all, we're going to have a brief introduction about what HVAC is, and then we're going to be going to MEP Project Setup. We're going to have an introduction into the HVAC modeling. We're going to be learning about group ducts, accessories and model editing, placements of hangers, HVAC shop drawings, hydraulic piping basics, etc, etc. And then in the last, we're going to be having a look at a real time project we have going on. We're going to be learning how do we coordinate between different systems, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, how do we read those drawings, what are the riser diagrams, etc, etc, what different types of ducts we use, etc, etc. We're going to be covering all of that in today's masterclass. So make sure you guys have your computer turned on and latest version of Revit installed, and let's get started. So first of all, we're going to be having a brief introduction about what HVAC is all about. HVAC is nothing but an acronym for heating, ventilation and air conditioning. It refers to a complete mechanical system that controls the temperature, it manages humidity, it ensures air movement and circulation and improves the air quality, which is the indoor air quality, and it also provides comfort and safety within a building. So these systems are widely used in our residential, commercial or industrial buildings, especially in the areas where we have extreme climatic conditions. For example, in our desert areas, or in some countries in Europe where we have negative temperatures going up to negative 40 degrees, etc, etc. So these systems sort of become essential in those part of the world. But in general comfort, in general luxury and comfort, we also use these systems for air circulation, for temperature control and for ventilation as well. So this is brief introduction about HVAC. You can see we deal with ducts, etc, air control units, etc, etc. So we have an indoor unit of air handler here. We'll move on to the next page. Now on our second page, you can see the basics of HVAC systems here, how the circulation happens. Outside air goes into a ACU unit, filter, fan, etc, outside gets ventilated into this room. You can see all the basics of how the HVAC system actually works. We're not going into the deep into the system. So what we're going to be learning is types of HVAC duct systems we have. So we have 4 types of systems. We have a split system. So in our split system, this is one of the most widely used system. It consists of 2 units. We have an indoor unit, which is generally comprised of an evaporator coil and an air handler, and we have an outdoor unit. Can you see an outdoor unit here, which is the compressor and condenser. Consists of compressor and condenser, and the 2 units are basically joined with the copper refrigerating tubings where refrigeration fluids flows. The second system we have is our hybrid split system. It is a combination of a heat pump and a traditional furnace. So heat pump is used for more moderate climatic conditions, and we have a traditional furnace when the temperature gets too low or it's very close, etc, etc. So it automatically switches between the two, helping us a lot in efficiency control and energy efficiency. So the next we have is our package heating and controlling. This is not as much as this is sort of a package heating and cooling in HVAC refers to a complete heating and air circulation system where all the components including compressor, condenser and evaporator and air handling units are sort of housed in a single unit. So it is a sort of a single unit which controls all the things, including compression, including condensation, some compressor here, evaporator and a handle or a furnace, all into one system. Then we have a separate unit called as zonal system. In the zonal system, This divides a building into multiple temperature zones using dampers. We have our control panels and we have a programmable thermostat. So each zone has its own temperature control unit, right? So we can see one zone here, we have another zone here, we have another zone here as well. So this sort of separates the zones. Now the next is the type of ducts in HVAC systems. So we have a lot of ducts in HVAC systems. Let's just breeze through them very quickly, because I'm hoping that you guys know a little bit about HVAC. We have a duct-free mini splits, we have a hydronic heating, we have a portable spot cooler. You guys may have seen this in your rooms. We have some of the portable, you can see the diagram of this that portable spot cooler. We have heat pumps. Here we can see our heat pump. This is most common in Kashmir, where I'm from. So let's take a look now at the basic components of an HVAC system. The basic components here are included below. So we have our air filter, supply fan, exhaust ducts. So these are all the basic things: boilers, water chillers, heating and cooling coils, air terminals, ducts, etc., etc. Now these are sort of the basic units of our HVAC system, but we have some main units that are the main bedrock of this HVAC system. We have our air handling units, and here handling, you can see the outlay of layout of the air handling unit here. So what an air handling unit is, it is a large centralized air conditioning system that is responsible for controlling and circulating the air throughout a building. So it usually connected to ductworks, and sort of forms the lungs of the HVAC system. So it draws the fresh air, it filters the dust and pollutants, it heats and cools using coils, it controls humidity, it disperses the conditioned air throughout the supply ducts, it recollects those air and sends it back for reconditioning. It is a very major part of the HVAC system. It is majorly used in commercial buildings, hospitals, malls, airports. So we don't see this type of air handling unit in residential buildings or small buildings. Now the next thing is FCU. We call it a fan coil unit. A fan coil unit is a small localized HVAC unit used in conditions of used to condition the air in individual rooms or specific zones. For example, we have some specific zones we want. We use this FCU in those particular zones or rooms. Unlike AHU, what we do is we do not use this as an external ductwork and work as a standalone unit. So what that means is, this does not include any of the external ductwork, and sort of they can be used as a standalone unit. They can work on their own. We don't need an external ductwork system for this. So where we use FCU units, we use this in hotel rooms, apartments, bedrooms, small offices, server rooms, and small commercial areas. Now the next thing we have here, if I can move down, is my ERV. So ERV stands for Energy Recovery Ventilator. It is a ventilation system designed to exchange stale indoor air with fresh outside air while recovering the energy from the outgoing air. So how it works is, it transfers the heat and moisture between the incoming and outgoing air. It reduces the load on HVAC systems. It improves the indoor air quality and saves energy during cooling and heating in the seasons. So benefits, what are the benefits of this ERV? It maintains fresh oxygen-rich indoor air. It reduces the humidity extremes, and it improves the efficiency of the HVAC systems. And the major thing is that it saves electricity by 70 to 80%. So ARV are used in modern homes, offices, hospitals, commercial buildings, sort of airtight buildings, green certified projects, etc., etc. So if we have a small summary of all these units, I can simply say that AHU, it is a large, for AHU, that is the air handling unit, it is a large central system. It handles fresh air, filtering, heating, cooling, and distribution of air through ducts. FCU, for the FCU, it is a small room level unit. So AHU is a large central system. FCU is a small room level unit providing heating, cooling without major ductworks. And ERV, it is a ventilation device that exchanges indoor and outdoor air and recovers energy to improve the efficiency. So these are the main three units we have in our HVAC systems. Now the next thing is our ductwork. You can see ductwork refers to the system of ducts used to transport air from heating, ventilation, and air conditioning equipments throughout the home. So these sort of transfer the home from the mechanical units that we have already studied into a particular area that we want. So ventilation, air conditioning equipment throughout the home. Properly installed and well maintained air ducts are key component of indoor quality and home comfort. So these are sort of the main components. We're going to be seeing how do we model these things. Next things, we have the symbols. For a supply air, we'll be using this cross in a sort of a square or a rectangle. For return air, we have sort of a slanting line in this particular rectangle, and for exhaust air, a sort of slanting line and then another diagonal that goes halfway through and connects to this other diagonal. So we have some chilled water piping systems as well. We're going to be looking at them later. And then we have already studied these ERV units, and then we have some symbol legends. So guys, in order to read those particular drawings which we get from our client or from the design engineer, we should be able to read these particular drawings. So in order to read these drawings, they're going to be using certain symbols. So these symbols should be embedded in your mind if you're looking to go into HVAC modeling. So we have some single line diagrams, double line diagrams, and then description of each particular symbol legend we have here. And then we have some abbreviation list. So this abbreviation list also this is used for reading our diagrams, reading our drawings that we get from design engineer. For example, here we can see AC means air conditioning, FCU means fan coil unit, AHU means air handling unit, etc., etc. There's a lot of abbreviations that you guys need to study, and this is an essential if you want to read particular drawings in HVAC systems. Now this is all about all theoretical knowledge about HVAC system. What is it, what are the different types. Now let's move on to Revit. So guys, this is our Revit menu. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be first of all opening the template. For if we want metric, we can simply go to English here, English. If we want feet and inches or imperial, we can go to English imperial here. Select this and select here mechanical default. Can you see mechanical default here? I'll select open. I'll click open again. Let it load. So this is our Revit layout now. We have properties here, we have project browser here, and we have our ribbon here. Now in the ribbon, we can go to systems tab, and in the systems tab, we can see all our MEP systems here. We have a HVAC system, we have a mechanical system. These are the mechanical equipments and mechanical control devices. We have a plumbing and fire system. We have an electrical system, wire, cables, conduits, etc., etc., electrical equipments, etc., etc. We have a work plane settings, and we have a model in place settings here. If we want to make a model on our own, we can do this with this setting. So let's explore some of these HVAC settings. So we have, the first thing we have is our duct. Then we have our duct placeholder, we have our duct fittings, we have our duct accessories, we have our converter text flux, flexible ducts, we have air terminals, we have fabrication spot if we want, we have our mechanical equipments, and we have our mechanical control devices. Now let's move on to the first settings. First sort of equipment here, that are the ducts. Now we have two types of ducts. We have our round ducts, we have our rectangular ducts. So since we in the properties palette, if we click on this option here, so we have different types of ducts depending on whether they are oval, whether they are rectangular, whether they are round. And then we have subtypes. These are the elbows, we have some taps, we have some T's, etc., etc. Now if I select the rectangular duct here, can you see in this portion here we have width and height. So this is the width of the duct, and we can select from a wide range of options, and we have our height options here. This is the option for the duct. And now we have some middle elevation here. Can you see on the constraints here we have lower elevation, that is the lower elevation from FFL finished floor level up to the bottom of the duct. So this is our lower elevation. We have a middle elevation, this means from the bottom to the middle of this particular duct, and we have a upper elevation. So this means from the bottom of the FFL to the top of this particular duct, right? So we also have a reference level. If we want this particular settings to happen on level 1 or level 2, we can do that here. We have our sides, width, dimensions of the we can see those dimensions here as well. We have a mechanical sort of system type. This is supplier. Can we have different types of air: exhaust air, return air, supplier, etc. We're going to be taking a look how we can add some categories here as well. We have a flow, and this is the flow which happens through these ducts, and we have some other types, some works, etc. Okay, now let us place these ducts. Can you see we have some view ranges here, and then we'll simply, just like we draw our line or draw our wall, we simply draw it by left clicking it, and then I'll simply go and go up to here. Can you see, guys? We have, I'll just click escape once. Now can you see it has not taken a sort of a 90-degree angle, but it is sort of filleted, right? So why that happens is, if I go here, can you see we have two types of rectangular ducts here. We have metered elbows and we have radial elbows. So this particular sort of elbow is a 90-degree sort of turn. This particular elbow is radial, so this means that this elbow will have a radius, any of the radius. If I go to the metered elbows here and I'll draw the same thing, same duct, and go here, I'll press escape. Can you see, guys? It has taken a 90-degree angle, right? So here we have a metered elbow, so this means that it will take a 90-degree angle. I'll show you guys in this in 3D as well. And we have our radial elbow here as well. The simply we have some other types of ducts here as well. Let's go for sort of this oval duct here. We can edit the width and the middle elevation here as well. Let's place him here for now. I'll just show you guys how this looks. Click escape once, and I'll go for metered here as well. Okay, doesn't matter for now. We're going to be taking a look what this taps and T's means in the next session maybe, and then let's use some round taps as well. Okay, I'm just drawing it to show you guys how this works. And then we have some short radius as well. Escape once. Can you see we have some sort here and here? This is a little bit shorter, this radius is a little bit shorter. So let's view them in 3D. You can simply go to 3D, and we can go to fine here, and then we can go to shaded for now. Guys, can you see? This one is radial and it is rectangular. This one is metered but it is rectangular. This one is oval but is a radial, oval duct with radial settings, radial elbow. This is also oval but it has a metered sort of elbow. This is a round duct with a radial elbow, and then this is a round duct with sort of short radius elbow right here. If you want to change the preferences here, what you can do is, for this particular, let's say for a particular metered elbow, let us say a rectangular metered elbow. Okay, so if I want every time some sort of setting should happen, there is an option here called fittings. Under fittings there is a routing preference, right? We can simply click on edit here, and then whatever sort of elbow we want, we have different sort of elbows, right? 1W elbow, this means the radius of the elbow will be the 1.5 times the width. If I can change it to 1W, 2W, etc, etc. And then for taps I can also change it to T's or taps. Whenever I draw this particular this sort of rectangular duct with a radial, these sort of settings get selected as a default, right? So we have a cost standard, everything we can select here. We have a transition, if I want transition between 60 degrees, etc, etc. We want multi-shape transition here, and we have caps. I can show you caps. If I go to the mechanical template, sort of the first floor plan here, I draw a duct and I sort of right click it. I click escape once, and then so I'll left click it once, and can you see here we have some options here. Draw duct, we have some drop duct placeholder, etc. Can you see an option here called cap open end? I'll simply click on this, and can you see a cap has been placed? You can see this particularly well in our 3D. If I go to 3D, Can you see a cap has been placed? So you can change all the routing preferences according to your needs and according to your projects and according to your preferences. Simply go on edit type and change it here. Now the next thing we have, for example, I'll go to mechanical template, mechanical floor level here, and then I'll select I'll select any of the options here. I'll select this one maybe. So I go to duct, I go to okay, this works. When I draw a duct, can you see an we have an automatically connect, and we have a second option called justification here. If I click on justification, so I can change the justification here as well. If I want my justification on the edge, left edge, right edge, I can change this. Or if I want to set an offset here for this particular justification, I can set an offset here. If I want to change the vertical justification, I can change the justification. I hope that you guys know what justification means. So it means that when I sort of draw this duct, can you see a center line has been dotted, dash lines has been sort of appearing. So this means that my duct will start getting made from the center of the duct itself. For example, let's select some left here, left justification, click OK. Can you see? I'll click escape once, and I'll select the duct again, and I'll change the justification to left. Okay. And if I place this duct, can you see now the duct is being placed from the left hand side of the duct. Similarly, I can change the vertical justification as well using the vertical justification tab here. Okay, so I'll cancel it for now. I'll just change the justification back to center. Okay. Now I'll click escape once. Now what happens is that we place these ducts in sort of a you can say in sort of a layer, in sort of a top view or a floor plan level. What happens is sometimes we want to move a duct up or down. So if I want to place this duct, can you see I tapped on the screen and the duct sort of gets placed, this sort of option gets activated. And then now what I want this duct to go let's say 10 feet. Then I want this duct to go upwards. This is also a 90-degree bend, but now it is not to the left or to the right, but it is upwards. But how can I create it upwards with this sort of view, sort of a top view active? So how do I create this? I'll simply go to this middle elevation here. Can you see middle elevation? I'll change the middle elevation. Let's say I'll select 20 feet here, right? Select 20 feet. I'll click apply button here, and I'll click apply again. Can you see this sort of stub up? We call this sort of thing stub up has appeared. Can you see in the when I said about HVAC, when I gave a brief introduction about HVAC, we saw some of the symbols. Can you see this symbol? When this symbol appears, it means that the duct is going upwards. I'll draw a similar duct here at 10 feet, I guess. Okay, so I'll click escape once. Okay, and now I'll go to ducts. I'll go to the same duct. I'll make sure that the middle elevation has been set up at 9 feet. I'll go here, I'll select it at 10 feet, and now I want to move this duct downwards into this plane. So what I can do here is I'll go to middle elevation. I can simply say 0 feet right now because I want it downwards, and now I'll click apply and then apply again, right? Can you see sort of this cross has been you can see we have sort of a space between have us at the center. We have some sort of space, so this means that the duct is going downwards, right? So let's view it in 3D now. We'll zoom out. Can you see we have these ducts? One of them is moving upwards and one of them is moving downwards. Now since we have a metered here selected, we want it rounded, right? So in order to do that, what I can do is I can simply select it, or I can go to 3D. Can you see 3D? We can simply select this particular elbow. It has been selected, and now I can change it. I have some sort of radial elbow here. Can you see radius, rectangular elbow radius? We have different sort of radius here. We have one. We can simply click the 1W sort of radius equal to the width of this particular duct will get selected. I can change it to 1.5 W. Can you see a sort of wider sort of radius appears, and then we have a 2 W as well, right? Now if I want to change the duct type, how do I change it? Simply click on this and click on this. Sorry, some okay. So I can simply click on this and then I can simply change it to my sort of rounded sort of duct. It gets changed, but sort of this transition happens here. We don't want this transition. We'll simply select this one as well, and then select this as well, select this, and then go to tabs here, right? And then I'll change this to round elbow here. Can you see it has been changed now? So by this you can get comfortable with how to draw the ducts. Guys, one thing, have you by doing this, we have selected a middle elevation of, what is the middle elevation? If I select this, we have middle elevation of 9 feet. Let's check that if that is correct, right? I'll simply go to any of the elevation views here, east view, right? So if you guys see this means that the detail level has been set to medium or coarse. We'll simply change it to fine, and then we'll change it to shaded here, right? And then let's check it. I'll simply go DI. Can you see it is exactly 9 feet? And then we also created stub up. Let's check the height, exactly at 20 feet, right? We also created stub down to 0 feet, right? We moved it down 9 feet. So by this you can draw all the ducts and get comfortable with this. The next thing we're going to be studying here is, we'll click escape once, and then can you see, guys, we have different sort of we have these ducts are placed sort of made in blue color. Why is this blue colored? So every color combination will be according to the sort of system type of the air ducts according to your project. For example, so this is under the mechanical tab here. We have a system type. So we have 3 types of here for now: exhaust, return, and supply. For example, I want to select this whole sort of duct from here to here. I can simply go on and then tab it and then control it and select the multiple. But sometimes I do not want to do all these things and select one by one. I can simply hover near around this duct and simply press tab. Can you see all the things get that are connected to this duct get selected? I can simply tab on it now. Simply click on it, and then I'll go to the mechanical template here. Can you see the supply air? We have supply air. Now we want to create a different sort of duct with different sort of system. Can you see system? Now I'll simply click on this. I'll simply enter a command name as CS, which is create similar, right? Now before placing this duct, I can simply select here and change the system type to return air. Now when I place it, can you see it gets placed in a different sort of color? Escape once, and now I'll change it to exhaust here. Can you see it gets placed in sort of green color? So by this you can at a glance see which type of duct is this. Is this exhaust air? Is this return air? Is this supply air, etc., etc. So we can see at a glance what type of a duct system we have. So these are the sort of defaults that the Revit itself creates for us. For example, we'll select this one. So you guys have to remember for our exhaust air we have green, for our supply air we have blue, and for our return air we have magenta, right? Sort of pinkish or sort of reddish color, right? This is magenta. But What happens if we want to create our own sort of system? We don't want this green, we want this some other color. So what I can do is I can go to families here, I can search mechanical ducts here. Can you see ducts? And then we have our ducts, right? And then we have duct systems here. Can you see duct systems? We'll simply expand this. You can see all the three categories here. If you double click on this, can you see a graphic override sort of appears here? And now you can create, you can select all the colors accordingly. If we want to set it at let's say I want it, which color should we select? Let us say I want it sort of this sort of cyan color, right? I select OK. I select OK here. I select OK here. Can you see all the supply air pipes have now been changed to sort of this this blue color? But now what I want is, there are different sort of duct systems. There are not only these sort of duct systems. If we want to create a new sort of system, what I can do is I'll simply select this, simply copy this. Can you see duplicate here? We can duplicate it and then we can rename it. Let's say I want to rename it as XYZ, or let us say I want to rename it as outside stay layer, right? Okay, I can simply do this and then I can simply double click it so that this graphic overrides appears here. Can you see the graphic overrides here option here? We can simply edit it and select the color that we want. I want let's say reddish color. I click OK. I click OK here again and OK here again. And then if I want, I'll simply do CS here, create similar, and then select here, and then go here. Can you see an outside stay layer appears, and then I can simply draw it, and then this gets created in the red color. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to study here in our structure is our mechanical in our systems, in our mechanical equipments. So we saw some mechanical equipments in our introduction part. We had FCU, we have AHU, etc, etc. We have different sort of mechanical equipments, but those will not be preloaded in your template. We have some of the mechanical units available in our air handling unit. We have some boiler, we have some inline pump, etc, etc, radiator, etc, etc. But for custom custom projects, we want to load the families here. We get the families from the if it is Samsung will provide us some the family for that particular. You can download that from the website, etc, etc. We can load them here, right? So let me take you to a template where some of the families have already been loaded, and let us see how we can create a particular system. Now I can simply go here in the template here and go browse the template which I want. I've downloaded it. Here is my so can you see I have my mechanical template here. I'll simply click on it, and can you see it is of .rte file. I'll simply open it. So this is from 2022 version, and it will get upgraded to 2023 version. Okay, let me plug my laptop in. Right, takes a little bit of time, guys. And now we have our template. So in this template I've already created some of the grids in order to save some time. And now can you see, if I go to my systems tab here and I go to mechanical equipments, we have some mechanical units. I have exhaust terminal unit here. I have some other sort of things we have already introduced here. So now let me show you guys a practice model that you can do. Can you see, guys, we have this. You can take this as sort of an assignment. We have to create all these units here. And how do we read these particular drawings? So whenever you see sort of this phi symbol here with a duct, this means that we're going to be having a sort of a round duct. Whenever you see do we have some this is also a round duct. Do we have some do we have some other sort of rectangular ducts here? I guess not. Yeah, here can you see a duct? the dimensions will be given 12 cross 10, right? This is in inches. Now we have a unit here called this is an FSD. This is a sort of a mechanical equipment. You guys, this is the name of this mechanical equipment. If you guys search this in mechanical equipments in the Revit, you will be able to find this if you have this template. And then we have mentioned the bottom of duct elevation here as well. We have some stub up here as well. We have FSD. FSD means fire smoke damper. This is not a mechanical device. You guys will be able to find this in duct accessories. There is a change in sort of bottom of duct BOD here. It is 9 feet 2 inches here. This is 9 feet 3 inches here. And let's make. So guys, what I've done is I've opened a new template and I have uploaded all these particular relevant families such as TU20209, and we have ETU0203 and etc, and some air terminals here of 6x6 and some diffusers, etc. I've introduced all these families into this template. And now if I go to the systems tab here, and if I go to the mechanical equipment, you can see this particular equipment here and the other equipment ETU as well. If I go to the systems tab again, I go to air terminal. Can you see we have different air terminals loaded into this particular template as well. If I go to the systems tab again, if I go to duct accessories, can you see FSD has been placed here as well. Okay, and other things I've also placed such as grids and etc. So what I can do now is I can simply try to recreate this sort of MEP ductwork. So I'll just simply go back to my Revit. I go to the systems tab now. I click on duct. I can select the duct from here. I can simply DT. It is duct, but the rectangular duct has been selected. I need to make sure that round duct is selected. Can you see guys, we have a 5 here, 8 inches and then 5. It means that the diameter is 8 inches, which in turns means that it is a round duct. So at the bottom of duct, BOD means bottom of duct should be at 9 feet 2 inches, right? So what I can do here is I can go back to tabs and make sure that the routing preferences here 1.5 is selected and it is tab etc. Okay, I'll simply click OK. Now I'll make sure I have to work up in this between F and G and between 4 and 7, right? Yeah, I'll select this particular duct and then I'll just move the radius to 8 inches and sorry, I'll open the constraints and I'll select the lower of duct. It should be at 9 feet 2 inches, 9 feet 2 inches, right? Now I can simply draw a duct here. Can you see a duct has been drawn? And now is it 8 inches? Right, it is. Now I have to place my FSD, right? So I can simply go to system tab and go to mechanical equipment, place it correctly in the correct orientation, move it near to this particular duct. Can you see? Is it 8 inches guys? I make sure it is 8 inches. It is. I've placed it 8 inches. Okay, I'll simply move it close to this and then I'll simply escape once and simply click on this particular mechanical equipment and drag this at the end of up to the end or the starting point of this particular duct and just leave. Can you see a reducer has been put here? Make sure this is 8 inches. Yeah, it is. Now on the other side there is a duct also. I can simply click on this and then can you see I can left click or right click on it. Can you see an option here called draw duct? I can simply draw a duct from this. It is 8 inches, so I have 12 inches here. I'll simply select 8 and now can you see there is an abrupt sort of there is no transition here. So when I sort of place it up until this, let us say this, can you see and already a reducer sort of gets applied here. I'll move it upwards a little bit and then I think we have so what I've done here is I've made a mistake guys. Can you check the mistake? So I have can you see we have a round duct here, but when I placed this duct here, I right clicked it and I just pressed on this draw duct here. Can you see a rectangular duct was selected? I'll make sure that this is round duct and then the diameter here is 8 inches. You have to be very careful in this particular guys. And the lower of the bottom of the elevation or the lower of the lower end bottom is at 9 feet 2 inches, right? I'll simply go here and the reducer automatically gets applied. Simply go up and then I'll change the diameter to 6 inches and move up again. Can you see a reducer automatically gets included? I'll click escape. I'll click escape again. I'll select this duct. I'll right click on it, and can you see an option here called cap opponent? I'll simply cap it. Also make sure guys this is in blue. Blue means supply air. On our particular assignment we also have our blue, but these particular things are in green, so make sure you're using the correct system. Okay, so now let's move to this thing. I'll simply draw duct here. I'll simply move upwards a little bit and then curve it a little bit, right? And then I'll simply escape it. Now I go to systems tab, I go to duct accessories, I go to FSD damper, right? Exactly. I simply elevation, I'll give some elevation 9 feet 6 inches I'll give. You can change it later as well, and then I'll simply place it. And now if I want to change the orientation, I can simply press space bar. You can change the orientation of this particular fire smoke damper, and now I'll click on it. I'll simply try to do this. Can you see a reducer sort of has been appeared here, but according to my drawing here, it is placed on the sort of on this grid, or sort of slightly right to this grid. So I'll simply go back to my Revit. I'll select this, maybe this as well, maybe this as well. Simply move it a little bit towards the right, and then I'll select this one. I'll move it to the right as well, up until this, and then I'll click it again. I'll simply go here and then draw duct again. Make sure it is rectangle I think we have some rectangular duct here. It is 18 into 10 inches, so I'll 18, and height is 10 inches exactly. Simply go here, and I need to stub up now. How do I stub up? I'll simply change the middle elevation here to, let's say, 20 feet, right? And then click apply and apply again. Can you see a stub up has been created just like in the drawing? Now I want to move this stub up a little bit towards the left. I can simply click on this stub up and move it a little bit to the left. Exactly. So now this sort of has been created, and if we want to check if all of these sort of ducts and mechanical equipments and etc have been placed at the correct have been sort of joined to each other, I can simply click on any of the element and then press tab, and then press tab again. If everything gets selected, this means that everything is connected and there won't be any coordination issue. Now here, can you see guys, we have some openings here, 6x6 openings here. So I'll simply go here and I'll simply press on this DT, or I can simply go here and I think it is around is it, yeah, 6x6. This means 6x6 means it is rectangular tabs. I'll simply click on it. I'll simply go here. I'll click 6x6. 6x6. Middle elevation should be bottom elevation should be 9 feet 2 inches. 9 feet 2 inches. Apply it. Okay. Simply go here and extend it a little bit towards the outside. I think we have. Let me check. Yeah, looks alright. I'll simply do this again here as well. I'll simply go here, select this CS, which means create similar, because I don't have to do all the settings again. I'll move up and I'll go here, press here, and okay, so I have to make it a little bit bigger like this. I want to see it if it is correctly placed. Now first of all, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be a little bit making a little bit shorter, or let it be longer for now, because we have to introduce some. First of all, I want to see if it is placed correctly. I'll simply tab everything and I'll go to BX box, which is BX. Yeah, looks like it is placed correctly, and looks like this has not been placed correctly, so that is why you guys need to check everything. So I'll simply redo it. Maybe there was an issue with the with this sort of, sorry, I'll simply select this, delete it again. Simply go to this option here, CS, which means create similar, and I'll make sure we are watching the correct thing here. Yeah, right. So go here, zoom in, make it a little bit bigger. Simply doing it again, Control Z it again. I'll make sure we have I think the bottom elevation here is 9 feet 2 inches, again 3 inches maybe, 9 feet 3 inches. Simply do this. Now it works, right? Can you see in the drawing I saw a BOD as 9 feet 3 inches. Why is this a change in a BOD? Because the sort of diameter gets changed from 8 to 6, right? Now what I can do is I click escape and then I'll select this, or go to systems again, go to here, we have some duct accessories and we have some air terminals. Go to air terminals, select the correct air terminal. I think this one works, or exhaust air grill. Which type of grill we have here? It goes outside, right? So I think we want supply grill. Let's make sure we have the correct one, and 6x6. Make sure in the edit type it is 6x6. Do we have a width? Should be 6 inches, and the height should also be 6 inches, right? I'll click OK, and now I'll be able to place it. Can you see it has been placed? And the same for this, has been placed. I'll click escape once, and then I can move it a little bit inwards, because in the drawing it is shown a little bit on the inwards. I'll do the same here. So this has been correctly placed, and this sort of system is done. Now the next system we're going to create here, I'll simply showing this because it's a very tricky if you guys try it for the first time. So make sure everything has been correctly placed and correctly sort of done. So I think you can create this because it's simple. You have to place this equipment. Then here is we have a stub up here, sort of elevation changes here. Can you see the sort of symbol here? This means that the elevation changes. So maybe the BOD here is 8 feet 8 inches. The BOD here is not shown. I think what I suspect here is that the BOD changes from 8 feet 8 inches to 9 feet here. Can you see? Because there's a stub up here, and and also you guys should not get confused here. This is not a rectangular duct, but it is a here we have a 5, here we also have 5. But what does this mean? So this means that there is an air terminal, a long air terminal, which is 12 I think here we have 12 feet. I think the width is 12 feet, and then 6 inches top is the height. And then we have some other air terminals, and this is a stub up, but the system here is different. So I think you guys can do this, but let us try this one. So guys, let's have a look at this particular file now. We've already created this one. Let's create this one. So we have our 12x10 duct here. It is a rectangular duct. We have a BOD of 9 feet, and then we have this mechanical equipment. So I'll simply go here. I'll simply just do one thing. I'll select a duct here, and I'll select a rectangular duct here. Can you see we have a rectangular duct? I'll set metered, okay, and then we give it is 10x12, I guess, 10, and then we have 12, and then elevation should be 9 feet, I guess, 9 feet. Apply. Let's make sure that if I am correct, 12x10, 9 feet, okay, exactly. And then ETU 0203, right? So I'll just simply create it. Let's see where I want to create it. So exactly, yeah, here, and then I'll go back. I'll simply create a duct here. Let's simply make sure that the system type has been correctly selected, and then I'll simply go here and cap this open duct, and then I'll select a mechanical, I'll go to systems tab, I'll select mechanical equipment, I'll select this particular mechanical equipment, place it in the correct orientation. I think this has to be placed at a height of 9 feet. For example, I'll select 9 feet here. I'll simply select the correct orientation and place it here. For now, click escape. I'll simply go here and try to connect it with this particular duct. Not connecting yet. Now it may connect. Still not connected, I think. No, it is not. So I simply go here and try to do it again. Yeah, it has now been connected. Let's make sure if the it is 10 cross 12. So I think it is the other way around. It is 12 cross 10, right? So I've done it wrong here. Simply go here. I'll go 12 cross 10 here, exactly like this, and then we have our, I think we have our 8 inches diameter is a round duct here. I'll go duct, I'll go round duct here, and then I'll select 8. I'll select 8 here. I'll select 9 inches here, and then we'll simply take a tap of this out, Control Z, Control Z. So this must be, so I'm not able to do this because there's an elevation difference. I'll simply go back here. I'll simply do here, I'll do CS, create similar, and then I'll select this tabs. So what happens here is I'm now able to create okay, I'll simply go here and then I'll be able to change it. I'll simply go now and change the diameter here to 8 inches now. So now it has been created. I'll simply go say CS, create similar here again, simply go it like this, and then like this, similarly like this, and then like this. Okay, and now the next thing is we have to place some of the air terminals here. Simply go to systems. I will go to air terminal, and then I'll select the downward facing one, maybe this one. No, it is the side one. Do we have some diffuser here? Maybe 12 cross 12. What is the, it is 12 cross 12. I'll simply select 1 feet here. I'll select 1 feet here again. Okay, like this, and then I'll check the elevation. It is 8 feet 6 inches. I'll select 8 feet 6 inches here, 8 feet 6 inches. Okay, and then I'll place it, I think I'll place it here, and I'll place it here. Now what I can do here is I can go to the flex duct here. You can select this particular edge and then drop it and drag it here to here. Similarly with this one, and similarly with this one. Can you see? Escape now. So this is exhaust air, and this has been selected as return air. So what I can do is I'm not able to change it, so I'll simply delete this one, change it to exhaust air, and now let's connect it again. Am I able to connect it? Let's disconnect it, simply delete this one, and then let's place it this one, Control C, and then Control V it here. Can you see? Now I want to place it. Simply go here, simply drag and down, drop. Can you see it has been placed accordingly? I'll simply delete these two entirely, and then this one as well. Simply go here, CS, create similar, I'll just go escape once, copy it, Control C. So I'm sorry about that. Simply select this, Control C, Control V it, and place it here. I'll similarly do it here as well. Control V it and select here. And now what I can do is I'll click okay, I go to the flex duct now, and then I'll try to connect it with this right. So okay, maybe I'll click escape once again, delete it, delete this particular thing as well. And now let's create a flex duct from this to this. Now it has been done. We'll do a similar thing from this to this. So I'm not able to click escape once. I'll just delete this. Now it has been created. Let's look at in 3D. I'll simply go here and tap it again, so it has not been connected properly. I'll simply go here, delete it again, and I'll just make sure that it has been connected now. This time I'll simply tap it and everything gets selected, so it looks okay. So one thing that I fear is because only the outer edge has been selected, has been pasted. I'll simply go Control C and Control V now and place it here. So I'll just delete it. I think it has not been done correctly. I'll simply go here and now Control C, Control V it here. Can you see? Now it will be collected correctly. I'll simply delete it. I'll go to flex duct now. I'll try to create it again. Looks like it has been correctly applied. Now I'll simply escape it, just delete it again, still taking a little bit time, guys, but that is the reality of the BIM. Control C, Control V it. I'll try to quickly recreate it. I'll just finish it here. I'll go to duct here. I'll simply go from this to this. So now I think it has been correctly placed. So I've already done all this assignment. If I go to 3D here, can you see I've created all these assignments? No, I'll show you this assignment. I'll go back to my file here. I think this one. Let us check. File not found. Okay, I'll simply show you guys. Can you see, guys? So I've made this. It should be like this. These ducts should be placed like this, and then we have some FCUs, etc, etc. So these things should be placed exactly like this. We have a stub up here, and then we have some sort of transition here, reducer maybe, and then we have these sort of equipments with, so maybe sometimes it changes to metered or some rectangular ducts, and sometimes it goes back to the rounded ducts. So I think this is very easy, guys. Make sure that some of them are the sort of diffuser that moves the air outside, and then some are intakes, and make sure you guys can create it like this. It is very easy. The next thing that we're going to be studying now, which is very important, this was just a practice exercise. We don't do it exactly like this. So the next thing, which is very important, is our project setup. So I'll show you guys what a project setup looks like. So guys, let's do the project setup now. So this is the basic menu that comes up when we open the Revit. So we have our models here, we have our families here, we have the open, if we have any Revit model that has already been done, all the project setup has been done, we can simply open that here. But now let's do the project setup. For the project setup, we need two elements, two things that we need a template, and we need some architectural file. For the template, I can simply go, and the template that has been provided to me, in which all the equipments, mechanical equipment, etc, all the things have been already introduced. I can simply browse that template here. I'll go to browse, I'll go to desktop. I think it is in my downloads folder. Go to downloads. Yes, I have my HVAC. Let's make sure if it is. Yeah, let's select this template and I'll simply open it. Consists of RTE file, and it's Revit 2022, so it may take a little bit of time to upgrade from 22 to 23. So let's give it some time to upgrade. It is upgrading right now. Here you can see the progress bar. So we may get some errors. I'll simply press OK for now. These are not major errors, these are just warnings. So here we have my template file. Now I want my architecture file. In order to include my architecture file, I can simply go to invert and link the Revit here, or I can go to manage and link the Revit from there. So in the last thing we used the manage option. Now let's this time use the link Revit option here. I'll simply go, I have my Revit link here, and I'll simply press open. let it load. Can you see now, if I zoom out, my Revit link has been inserted into this particular template. But now if I go to the 3D view here, can you see the 3D view here, default 3D view? I'll go to this default 3D view now. I'm able to see my architectural file, but now these are my levels from my template. Can you see level 1, level 2? I'm able to see these mechanical levels here, level 1 and level 2. But then the Revit, the architectural file that I have, has its own levels, and it doesn't start from 0. It actually starts from 58 feet. So how do I sort of collaborate between these two templates and links? So in order to collaborate between these two links, I'll simply go to my sort of a collaborate tab, manage tab here. Sorry, I'm not able to select it. Go to manage, come on. Yeah, I'll go to my manage tab here. In my manage tab, can you guys see we have this option here called coordinates? I'll simply click on this, and I have I have an option here called acquire coordinates. I'll simply click on this, and I'll select this architectural link. I've selected this, and now a dialog box shows coordinates have been acquired. So this means that this particular template and now the architectural link that we did have the same coordinates. Now the next thing that we want is I'm not able to select any of these levels because they are not yet gone from this particular link into my template. So in order to do this, what I can do is I'll go to the manage tab here. I'll go to the collaborate tab. I'm sorry, I have to narrow it down in order to, yeah, okay. So I'll go to this collaborate tab here. Can you see an option here called copy monitor? I'll select the select link option here. I'll select this particular link, and now the copy monitor tools get activated. I'll simply click on this copy here, and then I'll go for multiple. Since I want to select multiple levels here, I'll simply drag it so that all of the levels get selected. I'll simply go finish, wait for a few seconds, then I'll go to the copy monitor again and I'll finish it here. But I'm still not able to see. I'm able to select these links now, but I'm not able to see them here. Why I'm not able to see them here? Because I'll go to the view tab now, because we haven't created any floor plans yet. So I'll go to the plan views and go to the floor plans. If I want to create the reflective ceiling plans, I can also create those, but for now let's go to the floor plans and select the every particular, okay, this one, maybe I'll select this one, okay, and whatever I select, these things will appear in my floor plans. I'll select OK now. We'll make it full screen now. So can you see, guys, my floor plans have been created, but we still have these particular mechanical 1, mechanical 2 from our mechanical template. So we don't want these because these are of no use. You can simply go here and simply select them here and simply delete them, and then now they have been deleted. Now the next thing, I'll go to the first floor level, this one. I'll double click it. I'll close the last one. Can you see, guys, I'm not able to select any of these grids here. Can you see? If I hover around those grids, I'm not able to select those grids. So I want to copy monitor the grids as well. So I'll simply go back to my collaborate tab again. I'll simply go to copy monitor again, select this particular link, and then go to copy and select multiple here and select all these grids. So once more again, I'll just make sure that all the grids have been selected and only the grids have been selected here. So it takes a little bit of time to load because the file size is quite big. I think every grid seems to be selected. Control and then go like this and make sure every single grid has been selected. I'll move around, pan around, and make sure it has been selected, I can simply go to the filter here, grids have been selected. Okay, and let's click finish here and then click finish here as well. Okay, so I am now able to select these grids. Again, one thing that we want to do is I'll simply turn the families here, just minimize those families. Now the next thing that we want to do is, next thing we have is, if I go to VV, visibility graphics, I'll simply go here, VV. Can you see these are all grayed out? I'm not able to select any of these. Why? I go to annotation categories, I'm not able to select them. If I go to Revit links, I'm not able to select even the link. Why is that? Because of something known as a template here. Can you see an option here called View Template? The mechanical template has been selected, so I'll simply move it to none, and then I'm able to select. I'll click VV and I'm able to select this. Now my next task is to clear up the area, because we're going to work in mechanical, electrical, plumbing here, so we don't need other things. For example, we have some parking spaces here, we have some side views, we have some plantations, we have other things, we have some annotations we don't want here. So in order to make the file a little bit zippy so that it doesn't lag, I'll simply go to VV. I'll simply try to do all the things. I'll simply turn off all the, let us say, electrical. We don't want any electrical. I go back here, I simply search for the things that I don't need. For example, parking I don't need, I don't need plantation, I don't need plumbing equipments for this particular HVAC file, I don't need roads, I don't need for this particular file, roofs I don't need, site I do not need, and some, let us say, structural things I do not need. Let's keep them on for now, and then etc etc. In the annotation category, I'll turn everything off. Can you see all? I'll turn everything off except maybe the grids. I'll go to G, grids, and maybe scope boxes, section boxes, etc etc, sections, etc etc, and some other things that I want maybe. Okay, and then we have some Revit links. I'm able to select this link now, so I'll click OK. Can you see many of the things have now been disappeared? If I want any specific thing, I'll simply go to tab here, hover around this and select tab. Can you see I'm able to select this particular thing? It is flooring, so I'll planting, so I'll go to VV, I'll go to P. Can you see planting has been turned off, but not the floor planning. I will go to floor. Okay, furniture systems I need to turn off, maybe furniture as well, some generic models, maybe I'll keep generic models for now, some other things. Okay, what is this thing, guys? So it shows some sort of floor. Okay, let it be for now. So now we have done all the things. If you guys want to turn off the Revit link, that we architecture link that we linked right now, I'll simply go to VV and simply go to Revit links. I can simply turn this off, turn off this link. Can you see I'm only able to select the things that I've copy monitored now. If I go to the 3D, I'm not able to see anything because I've turned the Revit link off. I'll simply go to VV and I'll turn the Revit link off here as well. Can you see the Revit link has been turned off? But sometimes we want this Revit link in half tone. So what that does is, if I want to, let's say here, I'll go to VV, I'll go to Revit links, I go to half tone here, I'll select this link here. Can you see, guys? Now this all the Revit links is in half tone, so that I'm able to see any of the MEP elements. For example, I created ductwork here, I'm able to see that clearly. So there is no hindrance and there is no sort of intermix of different elements. So let me show you guys another option that we have. I'll go to VV, I'll turn on the link here and I go to halftone, but I go underlay as well here. So what that does is, if there is a wall in front of a particular element, can you see? we have a wall here, but then if I zoom in, can you see I'm able to see through these walls? So this means that we can select the underlay option as well. I'll show you guys how this is useful to us when we start modeling. So the next thing we want to do is we want to pin these. Can you see? If I want, I can simply go VV. I'll turn off the scope boxes here as I'll select OK. So now the scope boxes have been turned off, but I do not want to move these sort of links. Can you see I'm able to move this particular link? Go Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. So I don't want this link to be moved around, right? So what I can do is I can simply go and select all these links. I can do is I can pin it using this option here. I'll simply pin it, and now can you see the pin option has now worked? So I'm not able to select any of these links now. Can you see I'm not able to select this? So this means that this has now been pinned along with the architecture link. So this is very important, guys, because we don't want our architecture when we create our when we do the modeling for our MEP, we don't want the underlying architecture link to move. So the next thing I want to do is I'll go to VV. I want to change these grids and make them half tone. Can you see this is my personal favorite? Okay, I'll select OK, and now they have been sort of in the. So guys, after turning the grids to half tone, the next thing that we have is, can we see this is our level 3. If I click on my level 3, I'll zoom out a little bit. Can you see all the settings that we did in level 1 is not visible in the level 3? And similar things happens with the level 4 and level 5 as well. So I'm not able to see these particular settings in this particular level. So what I can do here is I can go to my level 1. I can go to the view tab. Can you see here we have a view tab? We go to view tab, and then in view tab we have a view templates option here. We'll simply click on it and create a new template. There's an option called create a new template from the current view. I'll simply click on this view and I'll rename this template as we say, let us say HASHIRTEMP template number 1. Okay, right, I'll click OK, and now this template shows in the view templates folder, and then this template has been selected. I'll simply click OK now. Can you see in the view template we'll select HVAC the Hashir template 1. I'll click OK, and now this template was already selected here. But now if I go to the level 3 here, I can simply change this template from mechanical to Hashir template 1. Okay, so now all the settings should automatically be done just like we did in level 1. Same thing happens in level 4. I can simply move it to Hashir template 1, and then level 5 as well, Hashir template 1. Okay, so this was all about project setup, how we set up, how we link different architectural files with our template files, how we simply acquire the coordinates, how we pin the elements, how we copy monitor the grids, the levels, etc., and then how we set a wave template here. So guys, let's take a look at the project I have for you guys. This is a practice project you can do. Can you see I've already made these things, but let's go to my drawing here. Can you see this is our practice project? If you guys want to practice, you can do this practicing here. This drawing is submitted to us by design engineer. He simply designs this drawing in sort of symbols and legends, and we have to model this particular drawings, right? And now can you see we have to all the yellow things that have been yellowed out or green out or that have been highlighted, we have to model this in particular thing. Can you see we also have this particular unit here, we also have to model this, but all the sort of HVAC things that we were not able to see in this because it has been sort of expanded here in the lower pages. Now can you see guys, this is the mechanical first floor, so these things will be modeled in the first floor. Now the next thing is there are some symbols and legends here. Can you see we have an FCU here, we have an SF here, we have an EF here, exhaust fan, etc., etc. We have different sort of FCUs. Can you see we have different FCU 001, 00, 104, etc., etc. We have some supply grills here. SG2 means supply grills. We have some ducts. We have some the ducts are denoted by 6.5. This means that it is a round duct with 6 inches diameter here. And if we scroll down, we can see here we have the unit plan here. We have an ERV here, we have some ducts, we have some supply grills here, we have some stub downs here, and we have some exhaust fans here as well. And this is the mechanical enlarged unit plan for bedroom for 2 bedroom D, right? So we have some sheet notes here, and we have some general notes. You guys have to go through these notes. And then we have some general specifications here. Can you see we have the symbol lists that are used by the design engineer. We have general notes. These sort of symbol lists will be used by the design engineer to draw this particular drawing, and we have to model this in Revit. We have some abbreviation list here. We have scope of work, what sort of thing we have to place, and we have some drawing index here. We have some codes of compliance here. We have some abbreviation list. We have some category notes. We have some project location. And now can you see, guys, some of the mechanical units placed here: FCU, SF, etc, etc. Where can we get the models for this particular family for our Revit? Where can we get the families, right? So if we move down, we have our schedules. We have a ERV schedule here. Can you see this ERV is Panasonic is the manufacturer for this particular ERV, and the model is this particular thing, FV-10VEI VE1, right? So you can get the ERV family from Panasonic website. And then we have FCU schedules here as well. It is a Daikin manufacturer. The model number is this. And if we scroll down, we have our fan schedule here as well. We have our Greenheck fan SF1. Similarly, you can find all the models from these particular websites. We have our air register grills, and can you see here we have LVR, etc, etc, all the things you can see in this particular document, right? So now let's try to model this. I've already modeled it. Can you see, guys, in my Revit I've already modeled it. Let me show you guys what it looks like, this particular thing. So I've made an assembly out of it. Can you see it's an assembly? I'll show you guys how to make an assembly. I'll just view it in 3D. Can you see I'm able to view it in 3D? And now, okay, maybe this is some can I see if I select it, and yeah, it is this one. Can you see I've modeled this one as well? If I want to show you guys, I can also show you guys this, but let's model it from the scratch. I'll simply delete it. I'll simply delete elements. Now we have some piping as well. I'll be taking a look at the piping as well. Simply delete it for now. I'll show you guys how do we place these things, right? So I'll go to my go back to my document here. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Can you see? First of all, let's take a look at we're going to place this FCU 001103 first of all, right? So we'll just take a look. It is between B and B.6 and then 4 and 5, right? So it is between B and B.6 and 4 and 5. So it is exactly here. Can you see we have this sort of in this particular washroom we have this sort of a box here. This box is called access panel. So we access all the FCUs or mechanical devices. This goes in the ceiling, and then the ceiling has a cutout. It is called an access panel. So all these FCUs are if we have to do some of the work on it, some of the repair work, or etc, etc, we have to access this particular FCU through the access panel. So I'll be placing this particular FCU in this access panel, above this access panel. So I'll go here, I'll go to mechanical, I'll go to systems. Now I'll go to mechanical equipment. Can you see I'm able to select my FCU here? Can you see is FCU 000103? I'll make sure if this is the particular FCU. Yeah, it is. I'll simply go back to my Revit now. I'll simply place it near to this. Once I place it, I click escape. If I sort of select on it, can you see it has two sort of points where we can start drawing our ducts. So now one thing we have to take care of here is, can you see, guys, first of all let's change the orientation. I'll simply select this particular FCU. I'll simply press space. Can you see the orientation has now been changed? This is now in correct orientation, but still I've placed it in the floor plan, so I don't know at what height this has been placed, at what elevation this has been placed. Can you see if I select this, the elevation here is 0 feet, so I don't know what elevation I should place it at. I don't know what the elevation of the ceiling, the sort of ceiling is at. right? So how can I check that particular elevation? So I'll go here. Can you see an option here called sections? I'll simply take the section here, and then I simply place a section here. Can you see I've placed a section? And now after the section has been placed, I'll simply go to the view now. Let it load a little bit. Okay, I'll simply right click it and go to the view now. I'll simply zoom in, and then I'll go to VV, that is my visibility graphics section. I'll go to annotations. I'll simply turn off my levels. I'll go L, turn off my levels for now. And now can you see, guys, this FCU has been placed at the floor level. So this is completely wrong. So what I can do is I can simply move it up, or I can use the align command. AL, I want it exactly, I want the face of it exactly here, and then access panel face to be here, right? So it has now been placed at the correct orientation. So this way you can see the particular if the FCU has been placed at a particular elevation, which is here the elevation we take is the ceiling elevation. Okay, so I'll go back to my floor plan now. I'll click escape once. Now if I select on it, can you see it has sort of a pointer which shows you the draw duct tool. I can simply go and draw a particular duct. Can you see it has some standard dimensions of this particular duct that come out of this FCU, but in my design drawing here they have selected they have said that I want a 12.5, that is a round duct of 12.5 diameter. So what I can do is I can simply drag it a little bit here, and then let us take a round duct, right? I'll take the tabs one, and then I'll change the diameter to 12, right? Yeah, I'll change the diameter to 12 now, and now it will automatically give me a reducer. Can you see if I select it, it automatically gives me a reducer? But can you see, guys, a lot of space has now been this has taken a lot of space. So what I can do is I can simply select this and move it a little bit downwards so that the space gets saved. It's all a game of space. Can you see? I'll move it down, 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 more down, little bit more, up until it shows me a warning. Can you see a warning element? So I'll just cancel it for now, and now it has been placed correctly. Okay, so now I'll go back to my design drawing. Here can you see now there is a Y here. It is a reducing Y also, because can you see the two things are now been reduced. 12, we have 10 here, and we have 10 going here, so it is a reducing Y. So I'll go back here, I'll go to my systems tab, I'll go to my duct accessories. Can you see we have a round Y with transition? It is also a reducing Y, right? I'll simply select this, and then I select it, and then let me place it here. Can you see the orientation is sort of wrong, but when I move it closer to this particular duct, it gets shaped in correct orientation. Also, if I want to change, the pointer is on the sort of left end of this particular Y. If I want to change the ends on the pointer, I can simply press the space bar. Now can you see that there on the it has been sort of on the right extreme now. If I want the other end, I can simply press space again. Can you see? Now it's on the, let me space again. Can you see now it's on the other end? I'll simply go to this end because I want this particular end, and simply tap it, and now it has been placed. I'll click escape once, and now can you see if I want it to turn in this particular on the left hand side, I'll simply use this particular rotate button. I'll rotate it again, and now it has been placed at the correct orientation. Let us see if it is at the correct orientation, because I don't remember. Yeah, it is. Now we have 10 and 10 going. Okay, so I'll simply go here, click on it, or draw duct, or you can use the DT tool. It is 10, right? So it is 10. I'll use the 10 diameter here. I'll go like this, and then I'll just go like this, and then I'll just go like this for now, right? For now, let's keep it at that. And then we have, I think it is 10 diameter. It is 10, yeah, and it goes sort of like this, and then like there. Okay, go like this, make sure this is 10, okay, and then like this, sort of like this, okay. Click escape once. Now can you see guys, a lot of space has again been wasted. I'll simply move it a little bit down so we may be able to, so we try to, can you see we have a wall here, so we try all our fittings, we try to keep it away from the walls in case we have to access them and change them. So right, so I'll just try to move it a little bit towards the down because we may need some space here. Yeah, exactly. And now same with this, we have an access panel here as well. Can you see guys? Okay, so I'll click cancel whenever it gets a warning. And now let me show you guys something guys. Now can you see we have some sort of screen here, and in the drawing we have a grill. It is SG2 and it is typical 2, so this means this particular grill and this particular grill as well, so that's why it says typical 2 here. Now what I can do here is I'll simply press I simply extend it a little bit because I want to see this. I'll simply go here and tap again. I'll simply press BX, and now can you see guys, I'm able to see this particular the things we modeled. If I click on this particular BX, there is a section box. I'm able to see the underlying Revit link as well, but that is in underlay and is in half tone. Can you, if I want to change this particular link, I can simply uncheck the half tone. Now I will be able to see everything. VV, let's try it again. Revit links half tone, right? Okay, so I may have to change the template here, right? Okay, so now can you see we have, if I move it down and if I move this particular thing down, can you see the architectural people have already provided some sort of louver for my SG grill here. Can you see? So clearly this is in the wrong orientation. We want this particular duct to move down, and then it should be aligned, the SG should be aligned to this particular grill. So what I can do here is I can go to this particular level 1, and then I'll take a section here as well. Can you see? I'm going to be taking a section, so I'll be able to see this in this particular orientation. I'll simply click escape. Now I'll simply go to the view, and then if you guys are able to see the ducts in this particular thing, that means that our detail level should be set to fine, and then we'll be setting this to shaded or consistent colors, whatever you like. Okay, let's maybe change it to shaded for now. Okay, I'll go VV, I'll go to levels, annotation categories, I'll turn off the levels. Okay, so this looks alright. Can you see? If we get confused, I will simply go here and check where this particular grill is. I have to move it a little bit towards the right because I want my grill to be centered between these two. So I'll go here, SG2 we have here. I'll simply go to my systems, my air terminals. I'll simply select SG2. We have an SG2, but it is downwards facing. I do not want the downward facing one. Do we have some other grills? Let me check. Okay guys, so I'll select this SG2. I'll make sure if this is SG2, yeah, it is. Can you see SG2? I'll go back to my thing. Can you see, if I'm not able to place it, what I can do is I can go to my 3D. I can select this place or face here, and I can simply place it here. Can you see? I have my other side as well. I can simply place it here, and in my floor plan it will be in the vertical orientation. Can you see guys? It has been perfect. So now I will try to align it in the middle of this particular sort of louver. And now what I can do here is I'll go to simply go down here and sort of drag it to the middle of this particular thing. It is still can you see in the side view section 1, maybe other section, where is the other section? I'll go to this particular section, go to view. Can you see, guys, the grill is here but my duct is here. So what I can do is I can simply delete this particular duct, and then I'll select this elbow. Here is an elbow, select this elbow, go to rotate button and rotate it 45 degree to the down. Right now it has been rotated. Simply escape it, press it, and then go to draw duct, draw it a little bit towards the down, and then a little bit more maybe, and then I try to align this particular duct with the center. I'll click escape, AL, this with this particular thing. Now it has been aligned. I'll go escape, escape again. I'll simply take the end of this particular duct and try to sort of make it take it closer to this particular SG grill. And now if the pink point sort of shows, it means that it is connecting to this, and it will automatically do all the transitions. If I let go of my left mouse button, can you see it has been automatically placed. Similarly, I can go to my back to my floor plan. Now can you see a stub down has now been placed here. I can move this particular thing. I want to move it here. I'll go to the section 2 now. I'll do the similar thing now. I'll simply delete this particular thing first, simply move it and rotate it down from this to this maybe. Okay, I'll simply go here. I'll draw the duct, draw it little bits towards the down, and then I'll try to do it like this. Can you see? And now if I want to view it in 3D, can you see now these sort of things have been placed correctly. And then FCU, we have ductworks, etc, etc. We place reducing Y here, and then we sort of stubbed it down and then connected to this supply grill, right? Okay, so this part has now been placed. Make sure, guys, the system should be according to your project. And now the next thing is, can you see we have 3 lines here? What these 3 lines mean? Can you see, we, in order to prevent the vibrations from these particular mechanical equipments to transfer into this particular duct system, we use this particular thing called a canvas. Now I'll show you guys what a canvas looks like. Can you see, guys? Go to images. So can you see this particular the thing that has been encircled? So this particular thing is called a canvas. So it prevents the vibrations from this FCU, whatever equipment this is, to reach the ducts, right? In order to make it more durable, right? I'll go back to my assignment now. Okay, so guys, so the next thing that we have in our drawing is, we have some retain air opening, but that will be provided at the site. So I'll simply draw this. Okay, and then we have 6.5, right? Okay, I'll go back here. I'll simply right click, left click on it, and then go here and then draw duct. Let us take the duct which it is providing, and then go a little bit towards this side, and then let me change it to, okay, I'll simply go here. I'll just go here, and can you see we have an option called cap open duct? It has now been capped. Okay, and then we need a 6 DT it, DT, or perhaps we'll take a round duct here, taps with a 6.5, 6 inches, right? I won't connect it because it will automatically give me some fitting. I don't want that fitting because it's not shown in my drawing. Try to align it. Okay, so it didn't give me the fitting this time. So I'll simply go and DT CS again, create similar, and then go to my drawing and sort of moving like this, and then it is moving sort of like this up to here, and then we have some OSA here, right? Okay, so let me draw it. like this, and then here, and then up to here. Then we have our supply fan. I'll go to my systems tab, mechanical equipment. Let me check if we have some supply fan SF. I can search here SF. Yeah, I have my supply fan here. I'll simply go here, place it here. Okay, has been placed. Now what I can do is I can simply AL align it to this. Okay, and then I'm still not sure if it has been aligned properly in the vertical orientation, so I'll just take this particular section, I'll go and place it here a little bit towards this side. I'll go to the section 1 now. Can you see now my supply fan has not been placed correctly? Simply go here, align it, AL, align the center of AL, align. I can see my duct. Can I see my duct? Fine here, and then shaded maybe, right? I can simply align these particular two things. Now it has been aligned. Let's make sure it has been now aligned. Okay, I'll click escape, escape again. I'll simply drag this duct. Can you see a round sort of pink symbol has appeared? So it means that it will give all the things, all the reducers on its own. Go like this, and then supply fan has now been placed. I'll simply move it a little bit towards downwards because I don't want any distractions for now. And then on the drawing we have, guys, I'm not using the blue beam right now. Make sure that you guys use the blue beam. It is a makeup air lower. I'll just connect it to an air lower. Do I have some air lower? I think I've already placed some air lowers here. I simply Control C it. Okay, and place it here, Control V. So I'm not able to place it because, go here, B exit, and just try to extend this BX. So I should have selected all the things, but I didn't, so it's okay. Can you see, guys, we have a lower here. I'll simply go back to this. I'll simply take this lower, I'll count CS, create similar, go to my 3D, I'll simply place it the correct orientation. Has it? Yeah, has been placed in the correct orientation. I'll go back to my 3D view now, go back to this particular thing, and I'll simply try to connect this thing. Simply first of all align it. Okay, and it has been aligned. I'll simply so I think we have placed it in the, okay, so it is in, so this means that, yeah, looks alright. I'll simply go here, place a duct, and then sort of merge it with this. No auto rotation symbol was found. This means that has now been placed at an incorrect sort of height. I'll go back to my section view now. Not able to see my section. I will make sure that section has now been correctly placed. It is hasn't, so I'll just drag it here. Go to my view here, and now align this with this. Okay, so this means that we have to give a stub up here. Let us check. Stub down, sort of change the elevation here. Do we have some stub down here? What is the elevation? Okay, so I can give it here, or okay, what I will do here is I can simply let's try to draw this particular duct like this. and then let us change the to round, and then let's change it to 6, and now let us try to connect it with this. Okay, so no auto rotation symbol was found. So what I can do now is I'll simply go here, I'll simply move it a little bit back. Let me sort of grab it like this, and then let's try it again. Duct, right, like this, go to 6, and then let's try to do it. If it does automatically, it has done. Simply go here. So I've given a sort of step down here. What you can do is you can do that step down here, because we have other pipes as well. Can you see we have some other FCUs? The sort of inlet of these FCUs have been connected to this thing. So you can do it and match the lower bottom elevation of this and this, and then you have to connect it. So I've already done this. I'll be able to show you guys this. So guys, can you see I've already done these particular things. Let's view it in 3D. I'll simply tab it, tab it, tab it, tab all of them. We exit. I'll turn off VV. Revit link, I'll do it in half tone and underlay. Okay. I've also placed some hangers. I'll show you guys how to place the hangers. Can you see I've done all the rectangular ducts here as well. Some missing here. Okay, I'll do it later. Can you see guys, now we modeled this part only. For now we modeled this one, and then we went here and then sort of connected to the SF. Can you see SF here? So now then we have to place the separate FCU. This one, this is the FCU 104. Now you have to place it, and then for the inlet of this FCU you have to go and stub it down so that it doesn't clash with this particular pipe. Can you see? If I'm able to show you guys this particular orientation, can you see guys, the inlet from this particular FCU, it is sort of stubbed down in the elevation, and then it has stubbed up again in order to avoid the clash from this particular duct, this particular outlet of this particular FCU, and then it has gone and it has merged into the previous outlet that we previously created. I hope you guys can do this very easy. Make sure you make the correct bottom of ducts, and then I've also placed a separate FCU here, and it has two inlets. One is it has a sort of a rectangular duct, and then it has been stubbing down and going and connected to an SF here, and then we have some other inlet from this particular room, and then we have some outlet here, and then can you see guys, we have some more ducts here. Let's check them in the drawing. Yeah, can you see we have some ducts? They're going down, stubbing down, so we don't have to deal with them in this particular level. So like this, I've made all the things and I've created an assembly for them. How do we create an assembly? So we'll select all of them, and can you see an option here called create an assembly? If I create an assembly, okay, I'll select OK, and now the assembly has been created. I have to give it a name and select the category. I'll select OK, and now this assembly has been created. Why do we create a particular assembly? In order to, if I go here, if I go down in my assemblies, can you see I've created several assemblies. So now let us see U2 assembly. So I can create assembly views by its own. It creates an assembly views for its own. Simply select on this assembly views the views that I want. If I want some schedules as well, it creates everything for me from this particular assembly. If I go here and if I expand this assembly now, can you see a 3D auto view has now been created, elevation view has been created. I simply have to further up the details, plan view has been created, etc, etc. Schedules have been created automatically for me. That is why we use the assembly option. Now in this particular room I've also created the ERV unit. Can I see if I disassemble this? Just delete the names for now. Can you see we have ERV unit? It has been placed, and then it has some inlets and outlets here as well. It has been stubbing down. I'll simply go here, I'll tab it, tab B, exit again, so I'll be able to show you guys. Can you see we have, I'll just do it again. Okay, BX now, select BX now, maybe, yeah. Can you see I've placed an ERV unit here. I've made some exhaust grills here, stub downs here, and then place some air terminals SG1 to 4, etc, etc. I think you guys can do this, it's very easy. We have placed some louvers here as well, and made sure that these don't clash with each other. Can you see guys, let's look at these particular things known as hangers. If we go to the 3D, can you see we have some hangers here? So why we use the hangers? We use the hangers to support our ducts. So we have some standards for our hangers. Here you can see we are given the diameter of the duct here. If a duct is 5 inches, if a duct is 5 to 38 inches, if a duct is more than 38 inches, then the maximum spacing between two consecutive or two ducts should not exceed this particular. For a 5 inches duct, it should not exceed 8 feet. For 5 to 38 inches duct, it should not exceed 6 feet, and then for 38 more than 38 inches duct, it should not exceed 4 feet, right? And now these are the intermediate spaces between two separate consecutive hangers. So between this and this distance should not be greater than 6 feet, let us say. But can you see we have a band here? For the band we have separate sort of distances we should keep our hangers at. For a band, this particular hanger spacing should not exceed 6 inches. So guys, remember this sort of from the edge of the band to the immediate hanger, the spacing should not exceed 6 inches. This is for every case, right? So go through this this standard here, and let us take a look at our Revit. So for our, let us create a duct. We'll create two separate ducts, DT. Let us use this create similar option, CS. We have create similar. Let us create some ducts. Let's say I'll create the ducts here, and then I'll create a rectangular duct. Let us first of all take a look at the round duct. I'll simply go here in my duct accessories. If I go to the systems, in my duct accessories, can you see duct accessories here? I have my hangers here. If this family is not available in your duct accessories, you guys may have to download the family. And then I'll select this round hanger. Can you see I'm able to change the orientation by pressing the space? I'll go here, I'll simply click on it, and then I'll go escape. I select this particular hanger, and then I'll click on this duct and see the diameter of this duct. It is 4 inches. So if I click on the hanger now, can you see an option here called the diameter? I'll change it to 4 inches. Okay, so now it has been changed to 4 inches. Now I'm not able to see if it has been placed correctly. So what I can do here is I can use a section. Do we have some sections already here? No, we don't. Do we? No. So what I can do is I can go to the section tool here, and I'll take a section. Escape. I'll take a section here, right? You don't see it. Go to section, and I'll take a section here. Okay, like this, and then I'll go to the section, double click on it. So I'm able to see this. I'll just make the detail to fine and make it to shaded, maybe. Yeah. So now I am able to see that it has not been placed correctly. So I'll move it up, move it at the top of my sort of ceiling, like right here. I'll align it AL, this to this. Now it has been aligned, and now I'll simply drag it down to the center of this particular duct. So now this hanger has now been placed correctly. If I want to see it, if it has been placed correctly, I'll simply go to, I'll select this and go to BX, I'll zoom in. I'll simply first of all scope boxes. Okay, I'll turn off the scope boxes. Can you see it has now been placed correctly? So this hanger has now been placed correctly. So what I can do is I can go to the view, I can simply select it. So guys, what I am going to do here, I'm going to be deleting these particular things because I'm going to show you how do we copy these hangers. So I'll simply copy it and use this command here, copies from this base point, and if I want many particular handles according to the standard, I can place. If I want to rotate this particular hanger, I can simply go here and rotate it using this command and rotate it 90, and then sort of control C, copy it from the middle and then place it on sort of this orientation, right, like this. Now it has been correctly placed. So now let's move on to some rectangular hangers here. For that I'll go here and I will select a rectangular duct. Is this a rectangular duct? Yes, it is. I'll select CS, which is create similar. I'll move on where my section is. Simply go here and sort of place this rectangular duct. I'll simply extend the view of this particular section. I'll go here, it has been extended. Now if I want to search it, I can simply search it here, but sometimes what happens is the template, the family has been placed on the wrong sort of fitting. It may be placed near terminals or other things. So what I can do for that is I'll go use a command called CM, which is component command, and then I'll simply search a hanger here, HANG. Can you see I have a rectangular duct hanger? I simply go and paste it here for now, and then I can simply extend it up to this and up to this, and then let me see this particular hanger in the section. I'm not able to see the hanger, maybe it hasn't. I'll simply turn off the levels first of all. Simply go here and L, turn off the levels. Okay, then now the levels have been turned off, but I'm still not able to see those particular hangers. I'll go back, I'll select this, and then not able to see it yet. Go back here, I'll use the command bx here and search where this particular hanger has been placed. Sort of move this up a little bit, move this down, sort of extend this. Can you see now I'm able to see this particular hanger? I'll simply go here and then in the section I move it up, not in this orientation, so I'm not able to move this up. I'll simply go to the back view here and I'll simply drag it using this move option here from this portion to here. Now I'll be able to see it in this section. Can you see I'm able to see this particular hanger? So I'll just move this particular hanger to the top and align it to the top. AL, select this and select the top here, and now I'll click escape once and then I'll select this hanger. Can you see I'm able to extend it, move it left, move it right, like this. I will do all the settings here, move it like this, and then move this portion up to the ceiling, and now this hanger have been placed for this rectangular duct. I'll go back here, I'll simply copy it, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, paste it here, paste it here, paste it here according to the standard. So by this way I've placed all the hangers. If I can show you guys, let me select all of these models here. I'll simply press BX now. Let's wait a little bit. So guys, can you see this particular box has now been 3D view? We can see all the hangers. We place these hangers. I'll simply delete these particular hangers. Maybe these are some extra hangers which we placed incorrectly. I'll delete them, delete this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, and then we have in this portion I've added some hangers here as well. For the rectangular ducts I've also added some hangers. Can you see hangers here? I've placed some hangers here. In the other unit I've also placed some hangers. These are also, I have to delete these as well. And then I've placed the hangers for this particular box as well. I'll delete this one again, and if I want I can place the vertical hangers as well. So this was all about hangers. That we have is our hydraulic piping. Can you see in the earlier assignment, in the earlier introduction part, I said that the outdoor unit and the indoor unit is connected by some copper refrigerated pipings. So these are the pipings that we are going to be modeling in this particular HVAC unit here. So for that, outside we have a heat pump. Can you see here outside we have a heat pump. So if I go back to my drawing here, we have another drawing here. Can you see? This is the piping drawing that has been given to us by the design engineer. Can you see we have a heat pump here, and then this connects to these FCUs here and here, and to this FCU here as well. So let's make these pipings. We have some insulation for this piping here as well. Can you see 1.5 insulation for these refrigerated pipings, and then we have some schedule as well. If we go here, we have some piping schedules, right. So I'll simply zoom in to this and then go back to my Revit now. Can you see, guys, if I select this FCU, can you see it has three sort of terminals here. The one is the drain pipe, this is the symbol of the drain pipe, and other is 1/4 and 1/2 inches, right? So what I can do is I simply go here. Let's first of all if I go to back to my drawing here, I have a heat pump here. Let's introduce a heat pump here. I'll go to CM components. I'll simply search here because I have to show you guys this heat pump, HE8T. So I have a heat pump here. I'll simply go and give some elevation to this. Let us say I'll give 6 feet elevation to this, and then place it at the outside. Since this is a wall based family, it gets already created on the wall. And then let us view it in 3D. BX, I'll select if this has been placed in the correct orientation and the correct location. I'll simply extend these corners here this way and this way and rotate it. So looks like it has been placed correctly, right? So guys, now the next thing is let's model these particular pipes. Here I'll go to my systems. I'll go to pipe. I'll make sure the diameter of this particular pipe is correct. I can select the diameter for here or from here, or else what I can do is I'll click escape. I'll simply select this and then see this particular pipe, and simply go here and create pipe, draw pipe here, and then let us draw this particular pipe. We go back here, so it goes up and then around this wall. Can you see, guys, we have a wall here. We're not able to penetrate. Why we have to go around this particular wall? Because this is a fire rated wall, so we cannot penetrate a fire rated wall. Can you see we have a door here? Can you see the door symbol here? So we have to go around this fire rated wall and then enter into our sort of access panel here and connect it to the FCUs. So let us do this. I'll go back to my Revit. I'll simply go like this and then move it upwards. Maybe I have to check if it is clashing with anything else. Go outside, and then I'll just reroute it exactly from here and up to the heat pump. Let us first of all align these particular pipes. I'll simply go AL, align these to the walls because we want to clamp them to the walls, and then same with this one. Control Z it. Okay, and then escape. I'll simply select align option and then align this one to this. So now we can clamp it to this particular wall. Looks alright. Okay, and make sure doesn't clash with anything else, right? Looks alright. Yeah, so like this, and then we have go back to my Revit document, and then the other pipe comes here, right. So what we're going to be doing here is going to be selecting this and draw the pipe here, and then what I'm going to be doing here is I'll select it up to this this location, and then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stubbing it down, guys. Why I do this, I'll show you why. Simply go here. I'll simply click on, we have some sections here. I think we have some sections here, maybe, right? I'll just move it using this move command from this part. Move this thing, enter it, this point to sort of here. So some issue with my section, so I'll go back here, create a new section here like this, and then I'll go to the view, select this, and then go to the view, and can you see, guys, I have my detail level set at course. I have to select fine now. So if I select this refrigerant piping, let's make sure in which one we are selecting. So this particular one, right? Exactly. So what I can do here is I can go to the section now, right. So I'll simply go here, draw the pipe, I'll move it down below this particular pipe now, and then move it in this particular orientation, and then this won't be visible, guys. I'll simply select it and then go to my ground floor view. I'll simply move this particular a little bit towards the side, okay, and then can you see I'm not able to see this particular pipe now. I'll simply select it, go here, draw a pipe, and then reroute it under this particular pipe like this, and then okay, we have to do it again. I'll move it a little bit outside of this now. So why it is not, maybe I haven't, yeah, let's extend this pipe up to this, maybe. Now it is selecting. Now I'll simply go here and draw pipe now, and then take this particular pipe outside as well, like this, up to here, and then up to here, and then up to here, exactly right up to here. Then escape it and just align this particular pipe, I'll align this pipe, tab it, so I'll align this particular pipe to this. It has now been aligned. I'll simply escape it once and AL, select align again. I'll simply select this one and align this particular here as well. Simply do it here again, simply AL, align this with this, okay. So now our two pipes have now been created. Now we have to connect this to this particular FCU here. I'll go back to my drawing, can you see, like this. So I'll simply go here, under this I'll simply select this upper one, simply CS, create similar, and then take a pipe from here and move it entirely inwards. Let's leave it at that for now, and then for the other pipe I'll simply select the other pipe, CS, create similar. If I want, I can go a little bit towards here and then give the connections from here to the FCU. I'll simply select the FCU now and go here, draw the pipe, align it with this one and connect it with this one. I'll simply just delete this thing. Maybe there's a stub up, let it be. And similar thing with this one. Simply draw the pipe here and align it with this one. So now this has been completed. Similar way you can connect it with this FCU as well. So I've already done this, and then you have to check whether this has been done correctly. Can you see, guys? I've already done this. I've connected this one with this thing, and then we have the FCU as well, and I've added insulation. How do I add insulation? Simply select this. Can you see edit insulation, remove insulation, and add insulation option here? You can simply, if I go remove insulation from this particular pipe, I want to remove it just to show you guys how an insulation is done. And simply select this pipe, and now can you see an option here called add insulation? I'll simply add insulation, the type of insulation I want, and then the thickness of this particular insulation. Click OK, and then now the insulation has been applied. So I'll simply select it. I'll show you guys how this looks like. Simply select this and go BX for now. Can you see the piping has been done from this heat pump, exactly from here, and then we have two sort of pipes going one above other, and then this goes outside around this particular wall, one goes around this, and then this sort of stubs up and goes through this and gets connected to the FCU. So by this way you can give all the piping connections in the HVAC systems. So the next thing that we have is our shop drawings. Can you see, guys? What I've done is I've duplicated this level from here, duplicate view and duplicate with detailing, and then I've renamed this as tagging, piping, etc., hangers, etc. So if I go to the tagging option now, tagging and dimension, it is the same level, but now in this same level what I've done is I've given all the dimensions. I take the dimensions from the nearest grid. Can you see here we have a grid? I take the dimensions from the nearest grid, and I've tagged these particular mechanical units, etc., etc., by using the annotate option here and tag by category. Can you see if I select any of the things, I'm able to tag it. And now if I want to change it to horizontal, so I'll simply use this here, and it has been now changed to horizontal. So you can do all the taggings accordingly, and you can if you want, you can also give some dimensions, etc., etc. And then we have some piping. I've created a separate sort of schedule for piping. You see here we have some FCUs, we have some heat pumps here, and then the pipes, and then we have a different thing for a different page for our hangers here. Can you see all the hangers? You'll be able to see all the hangers, and other things have been sort of grayed out, all the hangers that I placed here. If I want, I can simply give the okay, so let's leave it at that. And then what I've done is I'll simply close these families. I've created some sketch sheets here, and I've placed these particular sheets, these particular views on this particular sheet. So this is my main plan, and this is my dimensional plan. This is my unit 1 plan, unit so hangers. So let me load it again. This file has been corrupted now. So what I've done is I've reloaded this file. So now I go to unit plans, and you guys may be able to see it a little bit better. Can you see in the unit plans I've given all the things, the unit plan sort of software unit plan. I've placed it here. I've given some elevations, I've given some schedules here, and I've given the 3D assembly here. For the hangers I've done a separate sheet here. Can you see I've done a separate sheet for hangers. I've given hangers sort of the placement of each hangers, etc., etc. I've given some unit plan 2 here. I've given unit plan 3 here. I've given piping plan as well, and then I've given legends and schedules here. Can you see the legends, schedules, etc., etc. Can you see round hangers, rectangular hangers, etc., etc. I've done here. So now the question begs that it takes a lot of time to do this, but how can I do it quickly? So can you see, guys, if I hover near this, can you see all the things get selected? This is because I've created an assembly for this. For example, if I disassemble this right now, I'll delete the elements here, and can you see now I'm able to select all the individual elements. But if I want to create all the 3D orthographic views, all the schedules for this part only, what I can do is I can simply select this, select all of this, and then I'll just filter it so that the other assembly doesn't get created. Okay, I'll press OK now. Can you see there's an option here called assemblies, create assembly. I'll select this option, I'll select OK here, and then I'll give it a name H1. Let us say I'll give it an H1 name, and this falls under duct accessories, ducts, okay, mechanical bits, etc, etc. So I'll click OK here, and now an assembly has been created, which means that all the things have been grouped together as one assembly. So now what is the use of this? If I select this, can you see in the assembly option here we have U1, where is my assembly? U3. If I go to the assemblies here, can you see my assembly has been created here? Can you see the duct assembly? If I right click on this, can you see an here option here called create assembly views? If I go to this view, whatever view I want, if I want some section views, elevation views, some schedules here, duct schedule, etc, so everything will be created on its own. If I click on OK, takes a little bit of time. Can you see a plus option now is available? If I go to 3D ortho, all the things have now been the 3D view has been created, some section views have been created, some elevations have been created. If I want to change the detail, I can change the detail from here. Some schedules have been created. Can you see schedules have been created? So what I can do is, if I want to introduce this into this particular sheet here, I'll simply open the sheet first. I can simply drag and drop this particular view without going through the hassle of doing and setting up these views yourself. Simply drag and drop this, and then maybe change the view scale here. You can change the view scale here, okay. So paste it in the particular sheet. So by this, guys, you can do all the shop drawings and create a well detailed project here with all the sheets, and you can send these sheets to your client, okay. So I think this was all about this particular project. So goodbye, guys, see you in the next one.